My business is, we are a retail space, but we are an artisan retail space. What we do, we have over 60 individual artisans, 90 to 90, 95% of them being female. So we are, and we provide an umbrella body for our female artisans, but very few male, but mostly female, to do their handcrafted wares, bring it to this shop, the shop, and we will sell it for them. At present, we are located in the Radisson Hotel. So we are in the hotel so that we have incoming tourism, from that aspect, but we also would like to sell our goods to the international space. Niche, because we are small producers, we are small batch producers, so niche, small. That's where we are at this point.
Thank you. And as per your online presence, could you explain which online channels are you currently using?
Okay, we have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We do a bit of Pinterest and we do a bit of LinkedIn. Yeah, that's what we do. We also have the website and we have 2 marketplaces in which we put our products on. And we are about to upload another one, which is called Parlor Caribbean. But we're not done with that as yet, so we're still there. We are trying as best as possible to get it out there.
And your focus is to sell now regionally, or are you also thinking about internationally to
regionally and internationally? We just want the world to enjoy what we create. So that's why we're trying different platforms, seeing which one works, because on a personal level, I am just literally dabbling in this social media thing. I'm learning as I go along.
Okay, great. Thank you, Erica.
You're welcome.
So what you can see here on the slide is the website of Erica. We'll go through it later, and we'll also have a look at her social media. And then the other lady in this call I want to introduce you to is Jennifer, who is one of the founders of Fedex in Kenya. And Jennifer, could you also explain a bit more about your business?
Hello, everyone. So my name is Jennifer Wanzina. We are based in Mombasa in Kenya. We are ground handlers. That is, we give more ground transport from hotels, airport. But we also do a little bit of the safaris, and that's where we are trying now to really work on. So as you can see, we have our website. We also have we have ourselves on Facebook and Instagram, but unfortunately, those other 2 pages I don't update as much as I would want to. So I know that is where my biggest weakness is not updating on the Facebook and on Instagram. I've tried to connect the 2 such that if I update on one, it automatically the same info goes on the other one. Yes, so that is us. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Well, thanks a lot. Jennifer was also part of ITC projects at some point in the last year, which helped her optimize the online presence. So we are also going to have a look at how she managed to apply all of the changes and also to see her experience. I think it would be good to learn a bit what took you more to do also, and where you would need more help. And maybe we can get some support from the audience on ideas. Okay, good. So today I want to focus, well, we'll have a look at the websites, but I also want to focus on social media. And here I quote, you can see a quote that I found from an entrepreneur who founded a digital company called Digital Royalty. And she said, social media is a dialogue, not a monologue. And some people don't understand that. Social media is more like a telephone than a television. So This is just to bring to highlight, the importance of social media, of keeping track of what your customers are doing, are saying, how they are interacting with you, how you are replying to them. It's a bi-directional relationship, not just a landing page and that's it. No, you need to be active there. So what we're going to do now is to have a look at some tips on LinkedIn, and then we'll go with Erica's LinkedIn profile, because even even though she has a small business and it's mainly focused on B2C, LinkedIn is still very, very important. And normally it's been a platform that businesses have used for B2B. But that's not the case anymore. So we'll have a look at some tips now, and then I'll do a live sharing of her LinkedIn profile, and we will all share our ideas here. So just to start with on LinkedIn, and this might sound very, very basic, but what we need to do is to use a clear logo and header image. Why? Because I'm adding this as a first point because some businesses have a very pixelized logo. You can't barely read it, or you see a logo with a lot of text. It's so small that you can't read it. So it's important that this is clear. And then many businesses also use let's say they don't use an optimized header image. And the header image is very important because it's the first thing that a visitor will see of your company page. So if you haven't updated the banner in a while, I really encourage you to do it because you can make a good use of it. And just to show you some examples here. So here we can see that this tool, Moz, some of you might be familiar with it because it's a tool that helps find keywords and select the most optimized keywords for your business. So here Moz is using the header, and it's adding also here more information about the product, right? So here Moz is introducing a new product. So you can also do that in your company profile. Then we also have here the case of Kinsta, which is another website, another business for hosting. And what they are doing is doing some social awareness. They are proving that their company is a leader in what they do. So these are some ideas that you can do. And then we'll see how Erica can do this later as well. Another thing that you can do on LinkedIn is to align your tagline and CTA button. So with your tagline, what do we mean? It's this one-line message description of your business that we see on the business page on LinkedIn. It's very important that this is optimized as well. It only has 120 characters, but it's not a minor detail, even though the length is not very long. It's not a minor detail because Google and other search engines, but we normally use Google, right? So it really uses it to rank your page. So be careful. You need to add a tagline that has keywords, that is aligned with your business, because the search engines will use it as a meta description for your page. So it has to be clear and well optimized. With the CTA, what I mean here is that you need to add a CTA that motivates your users, right, to explore more. And before the CTA on LinkedIn was only allowed you to put your website, but now you can do more. You can put an email address, you can put a learn more call to action, register, sign up, visit website. So it's more varied. It's similar to what now you can do also on Facebook or Instagram. Another thing that you should be careful on LinkedIn is to update your content strategy. And what does it mean? Well, we all know that content is king. You need to have high quality content to rank better, to also look more reliable to your visitors. But other things, other ways how you should be using LinkedIn is by adding polls, because that generates a lot of interaction and engagement. And you can also, through polls, you can also really understand what the user wants, what the user needs. And LinkedIn is also a good platform to test this. So if you have a new product launching, that it would be nice to test it here, because also the followers have more like a business profile rather than, becoming your potential customers. So it's more focused on finding business connections and proving that your product works and getting feedback from them. Other things that can help you have a better content strategy on LinkedIn is the events. So you can host live events and interact with your followers. What else can you do? You can publish articles. Here you can also have dedicated pages for your product to explain how your product is, maybe a success story, a problem that it has solved, and how it solved this problem. And a last point here that I want you to also see the importance of is to share cases of clients. LinkedIn, again, is a platform that can be used as a proof of your good business work. So it's good to share cases of clients, opinions of your workers as well. So we can later share a bit more about this, but these are 4 things that will position you better on LinkedIn. And then last but not least is to leverage analytics. And here there are 2 things that are key. One is to get to know your followers better and also analyze your top competitors. When we talk about analyzing your top competitors, I am referring to the fact that when you go to your LinkedIn analytics, you can check how your page compares to other competitors. And here you can add up to 9 competitors to see how your page measures up. And then you can review like number of followers and the content, the metrics that are linked to the organic content. Okay, not to the paid one, but to the organic. So at least this gives you an idea of how you are performing in comparison to other pages in the industry. And here, let's go, before we go into the website, let's go into here the LinkedIn profile. Can you confirm that you see the LinkedIn profile now? Give me a thumbs up or
Yes, I can.
Yeah, okay, cool. So yeah, Erica, now if you can unmute yourself and tell us a bit your experience with LinkedIn before we go into optimizing it.
Okay, well, I first understood the importance of having the business listed on LinkedIn. That was one of my first things. It was important that we get there so that business people, because that's what we want to attract, would recognize that we are present. But then I think that I was just posting, just, organic posts now and again, just putting stuff up about what we do, where we're going to be going, sometimes just wishing people well. But that's about where I have stopped, because I'm yet to fully understand the full potential. Although I know it's basically B2B, I know that there are people who do the B2C, and then I also gain, I look at my competitors from here as well. So I use it for that aspect as well, to see,
Okay.
how best I can get it right.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, so here, my first advice is first to do a business page, because what you're using right now is a profile, and a basic profile of your business. Okay, you're acting as a person, not as an individual, not as a business. And that's very important that you change that in the settings, because it will give you more functionalities as well. Okay, so once you do that, there will be different functionalities that you can add, but we can have an overview about what you currently have here. So we were talking before about the importance of the logo and the header, right? The logo here, well, the profile image, sorry, not logo, normally as a business is linked to the logo. What businesses show here is your logo, and you do have one, because when I had a look at your website here, you're using a logo here. So I would suggest you to put it here so that people recognize you. You also have a branding here. I saw that you're using purple, you're using white, you're using black. So use those colors also in the logo so that people easily recognize you and see you as, you know, a trustworthy company because your content is consistent. Okay, so that would be tip number one. Then the second tip, the header. Your header, well, to me, it looks pretty nice because it shows what you are selling. It's this, you know, handmade products, different variety of handmade products. So you're not just doing, let's say, leather, you're doing more. So it shows that it's diversified, and you should keep that. Maybe change it once in a while. Add, as we were saying before, if you are, I don't know, if you earn a prize, also add it there. You know, do a single background color header with some words about this prize that you gained. That would be really, really good. Then you'll see in other businesses. Let me show you an example. For instance, just to show you how others are doing. Yeah, so this, you see, it's a business profile. It's slightly different to what you have. For example, here you see that already, you know, you can add tabs. So that's a functionality that you won't have here as an individual business. And then it also gives you more information. Here this is what I was referring to as a tagline. It's a short, very short description of your business. And that's what people will find on Google when they look for you. And this would be very important for you, because especially if you are, you know, in a moment of your business where you want to find business opportunities, connections, this is very important to have. Then also the call to action. Here in this company, they have a sign up button, but as I mentioned before, you can use other buttons like learn more, register, contact us, whatever. And you will also be able to add a description. On your individual profile, you can also add the description, because as a freelancer, for example, you would be also able to write that. But there are other stuff that you won't be able to see, and you won't be able to see the analytics of the business as well. And here you will be able to add more information. So you can add here a longer description, the website, the industry, you know, and much more information. And also here, all the keywords that will make your business more visible. Then let's have a look at the posts that you have. I think you only have one post. Let's see. Maybe this is the last one. Yeah, show all activity. So here, these are the posts that you have published here. And now I would like someone from the audience to let me know your thoughts about this post. If not, I can pick up someone. Let's see, Doris. What do you think about this post that Erica has done? Yeah, Edgar, please.
Well, like it's difficult to make out what she's trying to show actually. Like it seems a bit crowded, if I can say in one word the impression it gives. It does show a variety of the products, but there are so many products in just one picture that you don't know where to look at, actually. At least that's my own opinion.
Yeah, I agree. No, thank you. I agree with you, because here you're saying thanks Export Centers company for your support. But what was the support? No, and who is this company? So I think that Erica, you should make you should put attention here, and first explain better. It doesn't have to be a long post, but explain better what the support was, so that you're specific. Tag people's account here. Also, this is good, you know, that you also mentioned the person who took the photo, because you're giving rights to that person. But try to write a more compelling post that also has a call to action then. You know, for example, thanks this company for your support. This is how you helped us do better our business. If other people want to know more about our business, you can visit our website. Something like that. That would be good. For example, here another post. Here we have Ken Cooper will be part of the Cottage Artisan Boutique team that will be heading to the Trade and Investment Convention. Here, okay, that's good. You're given information about a participant in your boutique and where you are going to participate in this convention, where you will be. But again, you can also make the visuals a bit more attractive. And for this, you have many tools. I always suggest Canva. Most of the people know about Canva because it's a very, very powerful tool, very easy to use. And it also has a free version. So you can also start working more on Canva and create a more consistent brand image there. Any other comments, Edgar or anyone else? Any other suggestions? Let me see in the chat. Okay, in the chat. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, hi. I had a comment. I do a bit of photography, so this one looks very brownish. So it seems like there's a lot of creative things that are happening, but it's a lot of browns and yellows. So the image kind of gets swallowed up, you know?
Thank you, Sidani. Yeah, that's true. That's true. And also it doesn't really, it's not consistent with the colors of the brand, right? And this brownish color that you said doesn't make the products outstand and highlight. So yeah, that's good. And in terms now, because you mentioned that you work with that you take photographs. No, you work with photography. How would you suggest that the product is better displayed here?
Like the QR code could be smaller, first of all, you know, and then the enlarging the images and probably doing a more of a neutral background, like a much lighter background, because there's a lot of metallic stuff. It kind of blends in all together, so nothing really stands out. And then there's just too many wordings, like Ken's Copper Collections. It's too big. If this is like, you know, Erica's business, then which logo should stand out more? Because I don't know if it's her business. I don't know if this is supporting somebody else. So there's a bit of a competition going on. So if the idea is to get the image to stand out more, the image really doesn't pop as much.
Yeah, completely agree. That's good. Thanks a lot for the tips. Yeah, Aida? Aida? Okay. I think she unmuted by mistake, or let me know otherwise. So yeah, thank you very much. I think this is enough for LinkedIn now, unless you have any other comment. I wanted to go, before moving to Jennifer's business, I wanted to have a look at the website of Erica as well. and also give you some tips for website optimization. So let me share my screen again here. Okay. Okay. So website is obviously, well, to optimize our website, we could spend hours, right? So this is, I just want to give you like some like high level tips that you can put in practice. And then if you have any question, you can always contact through ecomconnect.org. But for a website, so the first impression that a user will have of a website comes with the landing page, mainly the content and the structure, right? There are obviously other things that matter, the speed of the page and some technical elements, but the content is what catches our eye at the beginning. So on a website, what first needs to be clear is that there's a clear structure and also a headline that catches our attention and that shows the value proposition of the business. This means that you need to have a headline that's clear, that shows what you do and how you differentiate from others. Okay. If you also include a call to action, that's great, because we need to make the user do something in these 3 first seconds when the user visits your website. Other things that you need to take into account is the branding identity. We saw it on LinkedIn. In the case of Erika, it was not apply. It did not apply to her photos consistently. She has to do some more work around that, but it's not difficult to do. And in her website, we'll have a look at this. It's much more consistent than on social media. And this will directly impact the user experience because it will show that you are a professional and a trustworthy, trustworthy website brand behind. What other things you can include on your landing page? Of course, different blogs, depending on what you are doing. If you are, for example, selling a learning course, you have to explain the methodology, the curriculum. If you are selling a product, put photos of the product. Other things that you can add here is the customer reviews, because they will bring trust to your company. And you can also, for example, if you have good testimonials on Facebook or on LinkedIn, you can add that and include it on your landing page here. And another good thing that's very important is add high quality photos. This applies to any sales channel. Try to, maybe if you have some budget, try to work with a professional photographer, but you can also take very good photos with your phone to start with, or even, buy like a photo box, a light box, and take photos there. Let's have a look quickly at the About Us page and the footer as well, and then we'll do the live audit. So for the About Us page, what we need here is to add a clear message to build trust with the audience, also show photos of the team, and include information about the partners, if there are any, because that gives visibility to them, they will like it, and they will also do a cross promotion of you. And then the footer needs to have many different things, like, for example, the structure of your website there and the links to all the tabs that you have. But what's crucial is to add a privacy policy and also the terms and conditions here. And this is very, very important, because if you have any issue later, you could always go back to your privacy policy, to your terms and conditions, and say, look, this was a policy, you accepted this before purchasing, these are the disclaimers, this is how you could be covered. But at least you're safe from that side. Let's have a look now at the website of Kuta Gear Artisan Boutique. And I want someone from you to also give me your opinion about the website, about the landing page in this case. if you can unmute yourself here. No one wants to? I'm sure there are many people there who you have a good website and you can share good tips. But it's okay. Let me add my ideas first. Is obviously I know that this is about, you know, like handcrafted products by local artisans, but I don't have like a call to action. I don't have, you know, anything to move forward as a visitor. I want to know what to do next. I could obviously scroll down, but what's the best thing to do? So another thing here that matters, and that's what we have been talking, is the photographies. You know, here, does this really add anything? You know, is this a good photo to have? What do you think? I see a comment from Said in the chat. Thank you, Said. What could you tell us about this photograph?
I hate to be the only person speaking.
Don't, please. Otherwise, it's only me. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. Like, I'm not sure if Erica's primary colors for her business is green or purple. You know, I think generally you have a dominant color, and then you have other subordinate colors that you use. So there's a darker color and the intermediate ones. This one, and then there's a color psychology as well. You know, when we use purple, it generally denotes like royalty and like posh things or whatever. When you're doing handmade things like I do, you generally do like a lot of earthy colors so that it matches with your intentions and, you know, with how it's basically handmade by people and it's organic and things like that. The lips are kind of a bit jarring up there. It's all red. Everything there is reddish, orangish again. So it kind of clashes a lot with the purple in the background. And then it might be better to have the logo separate from the images, because if your intention is to let the images speak for themselves, then the logo in the middle, it kind of distracts a little bit.
Thank you very much. Yeah, completely agree with that. I think we have here a great expert, Sedanilla. Well, I don't know if I pronounce it correctly, but thanks so much for your feedback. This is great because normally, you know, we don't, like, some people don't put that focus that much on the colors. And I think it's very important because it gives a first impression. We also have, Felicia, who's saying the photos are busy, perhaps one or two illustrating how the items are used. Yeah, this is similar to what Sedanilla was saying, and I completely agree. We can also have a look, if we scroll down on the website, you know, we can also have a look here at the photos. And some photos are really, really good. Like, for example, this one, it shows, you know, it's very nicely placed. The products are very well seen. This one also, you can see what it is. But this is like, you know, super crowded. Like, what are you selling? You know, the set, only the tea. And also they have very different, they're very different depending on the product. There should be a consistency with all of the images. For example, what Erica could use is a similar background, let's say white, and then have other products like as in here with different settings. That would be really, really important to have this consistency. Then just 2 more minutes for this website. I wanted to show you the About Us page, because when I went to visit this for the first time, I wanted to know who was behind the business, right? So here again, you know, there is the logo and a description here and a call to action. That's pretty good. But then when you scroll down, you have the story and it's super crowded. You know, visitors, like, people are sometimes very lazy when they visit websites. They don't want to read that much, or they want to find it very visual engaging. So this should be either simplified, or there should be more spaces between lines. There should be some photos. What I really liked here is that there is a call to action, to contact via email here. I also encourage you to use a form instead of an email, because it prevents you from having a lot of spam. So a form would be good, but well, this is already okay to have this call to action. But here, what Erica could do is to add photos of the different artisans you work with, photo of yourself, photo of the venue at the Radisson Hotel. That should be added here. And last but not least, because we mentioned this in the tips I gave, it's the footer. Here on your website, you're using GoDaddy as your website builder. You don't have a footer. You should activate that. And you should add here the privacy policy, the terms and conditions. If you don't have access to that, or if you don't know how to start with, send me an email later, because I can share this with you on Ecom Connect. We have some templates for the privacy policy and the terms and conditions. But you should also add there again, the links to social media, the different links to your website, to other pages of your website. And I'm gonna have to change now because we are running a bit out of time. But Erica, if you have any questions, please come up later to me or to Ecom Connect, and we can give you some comments about it.
Thank you very much. I appreciate everything. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So now we are gonna move with Jennifer.
I have a question.
Oh yeah, Chadi, sorry.
Hi, how are you? Concerning Facebook, Instagram, we put it in the header. We can put it in the footer. It's more professional, or no?
You mean this? No, the buttons?
Yes.
Yeah.
The buttons.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't really matter. It's also where you wanna drive the attention of your business. There are businesses that have the logos, the icons in the footer, and some have it on here at the top. But you can also have it in both. Let me, for example, show this website. Tropic field. Let's see how they have this. Yeah. So in this case, this company is selling clothes and accessories, and I think they have it in the footer. Yeah, here it is. It doesn't really matter, but it also drives the attention to specific things. So for example, if you land on this website and you want people to focus here on this content, this will be the call to action. This will be the focus of their business. And here you also have the different tabs. So it depends. If you have a very good online social media, put it there. If it's not your main focus, put it in the footer. But I'll let you to your opinion.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome, Chadi. And yeah, I sent some comments on the chat for Erica. Yeah, thanks so much, Erica. It was great to have you here, and also to use your business as an example, because there are many things that we can learn from you, and it was really great to save some time for that. Well, let's move now to Fedex call. And for Fedex, what we are going to have a look at is the Facebook profile, and also some of the website, because I know that Jennifer wanted to compare how she was doing now that she implemented some changes in her website. So first here, let's give some tips, and then we'll do the live audit. So Facebook, again, this doesn't only apply to Facebook, but to all social media, is to write a stellar about us section or about us page. And what does this mean? You need to have an optimized username. So your username needs to be the same to the one you use in your website, for example, or very similar, and really avoid having underscores, brackets, hyphens, because it will be easier for people to tag you if you are using a consistent name there. Then the other thing that you should optimize is your profile photo. Again, best advice is to use your logo. And the size here, it's, well, you have specific sizes, right, per online channel, but for Facebook is 180 times 180 pixels. Then we also encourage you to use an updated cover photo. This means that, again, you have to use something that's visually attractive, something that shows that you launched a new product, that you have a new contest, a discount, something that you want people to know of. As well, use short and long descriptions that Facebook allows you to use. Optimize them. Again, in our, I think it was our previous e-commerce clinic, we talked more about tools to find keywords. So I suggest you rewatch that and then pose any questions if you have, because we provided some ideas on tools, on tips on how to optimize the keywords. And we also have a video tutorial on Ecom Connect that you can use to optimize keywords. You can, what else can you add on Facebook? You can also add the link to your website. And this is very important. Well, your website, Instagram, or any marketplace store that you have. And you can also put your phone number, you know, all the contact details, as well as the general location of your business. That's also very important. And another thing that is it's key here, well, the use of keywords, not only in your description, but also in your title, in your posts, in the names you give to the tags you give to your photographs, the alt image of your photographs. All that needs to include the keywords of your business. What else can you do? On Facebook, in a business profile, you can also add different tabs. We saw that, so you can choose these different tabs, but you can also delete those that you are not using anymore, because they only create distraction and they don't give any support to your business. So be careful of that. Then again, high quality photos and videos. Also optimize the photos for mobile phones. You know that most of the people use Facebook on mobile phones. So whatever content you have needs to be optimized for that. What else? Focus on getting positive reviews. This matters a lot. You need to respond to queries and complaints in the review section, because it shows that you care. And another tip here would be to use Facebook Messenger as well to send replies to your users. You know, it uses Facebook Messenger uses artificial intelligence, and it can help you reply very quickly to some of the questions from your users. And last but not least here is to have very consistent and up-to-date posts. So let's now go to Fedex and see how they are doing. So Jennifer, as we introduced her at the beginning, she's one of the co-founders of Fedex. This is the website of the business, and then she has some social media presence. One is Facebook. So first, based on what we have seen today, I want you to let me know what your opinion is on this profile. So here, what can you tell me about, you know, the photographs here, or, you know, the name, the description here, the description here? Any ideas? Jennifer, while people, you know, think a bit about this, could you tell us how are you using Facebook? What's your goal with Facebook? Why is it important for you, or maybe it's not that important anymore?
What I can say is we've been only in ground transport. What we are doing right now is just making us, not completely be forgotten. We are being relevant, so we will post something that is related to the tourism industry, not per se what we are doing, because at the moment we think we've been stuck in one kind of tourism and we are thinking to move on to another level. We don't want to do what everybody else is doing, so we are still in the stages. We need to think of what do we want to do. So in the meantime, what we do with our Facebook and Instagram, because they are both interlinked, is send out anything like which is relevant to the tourism. Mostly, like you'll find there's so many messages from the SCAL, because I'm a member of SCAL, so I'll try to be relevant with the SCAL messages, because a majority of my followers are from SCAL. So in this way, we are telling ourselves, when we get to know what exactly we want to do aside being a ground handler, they already know us. We don't have to start afresh, quiet, they lost interest, they defriended us. So in a way, we are trying to still keep our followers, be our followers, yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Now I understand better. But for me, okay, there is one thing that is a bit confusing when I get into your Facebook page, is that in the title you have Fedex Safaris, okay? Then you have Fedex Car Hire. And here you talked about that you offer transportation. So what is it really about? Is it about everything? Is it about safaris? Is it about cars that are offered for safaris, or cars like transportation separately? I know what you are selling because I explored your website beforehand, but if a user comes here and says this, it's not clear. So that's something that you need to update, the description of your business here. And in fact, I mentioned that Facebook allows you to use a long and a short description, and you haven't used it. So I encourage you to add that as well and be more clear about that. What you do well is that you add other info, so phone number, website, email, and also the working hours. This is very important because some business forget to add that. And as a customer, if I see that you're open 24 hours and I don't get a reply, I can also get bothered about that. So it's good that you show that. Another thing that you can improve is this header image. You can modify it. You can put a high quality photo of your cars or trucks or whatever you have, of the safaris, whatever you want people to see. And this is something that Nasrulo on the chat mentioned as well, to change the cover page. Yeah, also you're repeating the same information as the logo, and you should take advantage of that you have these two things to show different ideas. Also, I don't know, maybe in your sector, you also want, imagine a TripAdvisor review. Okay, at some point, you can also show that here on the cover. Okay. Other things that are important to change is to have a look at is the reviews. Okay, you should also encourage your customers to write reviews. On social media is very important. So imagine after you do a service, you can send them an email and say, please rate us on Facebook or the social media that you use the most. That's very, very important. Regarding the posts that you have. So an overview first of the photos you do. Photos could be improved, okay? Some photos are very good, but others don't add any info. And if you're selling safaris especially, You need to have very attractive photos, right? So this is your floating restaurant. This is beautiful. This is great, but can you show it in a better way? You know, things that show all the the good qualities of your business there. In terms of posts of content, for example, you uploaded this photo, which is about a tourism day. That's good because you're linked to it, but there's no text here. You should add text. You should add hashtags, a call to action, and maybe tag other accounts. If, for example, this is the case of the World Tourism Day and you are using this photograph, you can also mention this business or partner or association, and they could also tag you later in other and give you also more visibility. Okay, so these are things that you can make. I wanted to have also a quick look on Instagram, because I think it's also important that you get some tips here as well, because it's very linked to Facebook also. And what I wanted to share here is a few other tips on Instagram. And then we can go into your website, okay, for a second. But in Instagram, it also happens that you need to have a very optimized bio text. The bio text on Instagram is not long. We all know that. And you need to be brief, you need to be human as well. So try to use emojis, you know, be fun, and add a call to action. Add your location as well. Have a consistent branding identity. Again, this is super important across all channels. Captions must be clear and include hashtags. You can also categorize and use Instagram stories. For example, if you are selling, in your case, you are selling different services. So what you can do here is to categorize the stories per service. So safaris, transport. You're also organizing conferences, no? So you can have this for each of the services you offer. You should also post frequently to look reliable. This happens along all the social media channels. Another tip good for Instagram is to change it to a business profile. This was the same comment we did with LinkedIn. Some profiles are just individual profiles, and what we want is a business profile because it unlocks other very powerful features. You will have access to analytics. You will have access to call to action buttons, and this will also give you more info about where the followers are, what times are better for you to post, so on. On Instagram and in Facebook as well, it's good to actively engage with other relevant accounts. So you can use the search engine in this social media to look for potential partners. I mentioned before the analytics. Yes, this is important. They will be available if you have a business profile. So check your analytics often. For publishing, you can use a tool for scheduling. There are a lot out there. And then develop a social media plan. On Instagram, you should put more focus on Reels. Why Reels? Because this is a trend this year, and Instagram is making you more discoverable if you add Reels. For those of you who have never used Reels, there are tools also that help you create very compelling Reels. And these are videos in vertical format of about 60 seconds length. And it can show, especially you that you're offering, a service, a tourism attraction, you can show how the experience is there. Let's have a look here at your Instagram page. So you have here your name, Fedex Safaris, and again there is this connection between your name and the logo. So what is it again? Are you selling safaris? cards, what is it? And then here you need to explain also what you are doing in a more, let's say, compelling way. It's not, I mean, it's good because you are putting that where you're based in Mombasa, but be a bit more, a bit like maybe what you can write is shorter descriptions or in different lines, because Instagram is even more visual than Facebook right now. And the same with posts. Here, see, you don't have any caption. You need to add that. Here as well, the caption is very vague. You need to, like, who are these people? What do they do in the company? It's good that you talk about, staff or about clients, but be more descriptive there. Tag accounts, use hashtags, all this. There's a comment on the chat from Nasrulo who's saying on Facebook posts, I think photos, if photos are well detailed, hashtags are enough. I wouldn't agree with that because hashtags are good to use, but they are not the key element in a post. Every time, all the social media channels are giving less importance to hashtags. So you need to have very optimized content, tag in a good way, and use hashtags, okay? But not only hashtags and not too many neither. Hashtags that make sense. Based on this, I have a question for you. What other social media platform would you suggest Jennifer to use for this business? No, so she's selling transportation for conferences, organization for conferences, Safari. Is there any other platform that she should be on, or is it enough with Facebook and Instagram? Sako is mentioning TikTok for Safari, LinkedIn for conferences. Tuli is saying LinkedIn. Okay, yeah, I think LinkedIn would be very good because it feels that you are a business offering services to a professional target. So LinkedIn would be a good, very good channel for you to use. TikTok for Safaris, it's a good idea, but you need also to be mindful of the resources you have. So if it's not going to be the main focus of your business, then focus on what you really want to. So let's say if you're going to focus more on professional organizer or professional conference organizer, use LinkedIn more. If you are, you also need to be mindful of the target that you are trying to reach. So if it's a target that's, based in a country where people use more Facebook than any other thing, then go into Facebook. So it really depends on the target audience and what you are selling and the resources you have. We all want to be everywhere, but that's not possible. Better to have less things in a good quality and strategically thought than having plenty of social media that makes no sense and you are, unable to create good content for them. And now let's just give like 5 more minutes for Jennifer, if you could unmute yourself and we can have a look at, the main issues of your website for you right now. Like, what would you like us to check live?
Again, like I said, we are trying to, we need to try and still be relevant, not disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go through my my website, again, you'll find there's a lot of, because we are more into sustainable practices, so we are putting in more articles on that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think our biggest challenge now is how to convert these social medias of ours into bringing sales. We just can't keep on, we are being there, yes, but they've got to convert back to sales. So I think that's where we're stuck. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. I mean, I see that, well, your website is very well structured. So congrats for that. We see here clearly, what you're doing We also see the relevant tabs here, and they are very informative, very clear, you know, call to actions everywhere. That's super good. And it's very organized. You have a consistent branding as well. I would need to check at another time more the technical elements, like your meta description, meta title, and so on, to see how optimized they are. But, you know, it feels pretty good here. And I really like what you just mentioned right now, that you're writing more content that's relevant to your strategy. So if you're working more on sustainability, you know, writing content that goes around that, because it's consistent, and then you can also make use of keywords. You can also create backlinks with other pages, and you know, mention other quality sources that can create traffic to your website as well. So this is pretty good. And what you mentioned about, you know, using different social media that makes you still be relevant so that you don't disappear, that's perfectly fine. But try to improve the content on the social media, as we mentioned, so that even if you post less, your quality of content is better. And I see there's like a disconnection between the content you share and the content you have here. Here it's very clear all the services that you offer. And it's also very clear that you are a very sustainable business, or at least, you know, trying to move to that way, to that focus right now. So show that also on your social media. And yeah, we can, if you want, we can discuss individually about the technical elements, because we are running out of time. And we can see how well you applied the changes that we saw in the e-commerce project. I just wanted to share with you one last thing before we move on, is on our Ecom Connect community, we also have a tool that's a readiness quiz. It's very short. It will take you 3 minutes to do it. And it shows the level of e-commerce readiness of your business. So if if you're selling online, you will be asked some questions, and then it will tell you where to concentrate your efforts and tell you some feedback. The feedback is not completely detailed to your business, okay, because this is a very simple tool, but it can at least give you an overview of where to focus your efforts. And then if you have any question, please put it on ecomconnect.org, because that's where we channel all your queries. We can also see other members can see what others are replying to your questions, and that will be very useful for everyone. There is a question here, can I have my website reviewed by your platform? Of course, we are going to organize an e-commerce clinic in a couple of months. So Talita, I suggest you send me, a message, you post an Ecom Connect that you would like to have this, and I'm happy to review it next time and, focus on your issues there. So last but not least, I wanted to share with you a poll, very brief poll about this session, so that it helps me improve for the next one. And if you have any question, put it in the chat or unmute yourself. Now is the time to ask for it. And some homework I would like to give you, if you are, if you still want to practice more website or social media optimization. Here, I think it will be very helpful for everyone in the community to share a social media strategy that has worked for you or that hasn't worked for you, and why. Because this is how people learn from lessons from other entrepreneurs, and also lessons from things that didn't work, because people always talk about success, but obviously what didn't work for a business and why. It's also good to know that. And yeah, David is asking for these slides and the recording. It will be available on Ecom Connect. So when you go on Ecom Connect, you go to events, and then on the events, I can show you. On the events, you have a tab of past events, and there you see the recordings to every. Let me show you, to every past event that we've done. Yeah, so this is Ecom Connect, and then here you go to events. Here you have the next events. We still need to upload the event, the next e-commerce clinic, so that you join. But if you click on past, you will see the recordings from our previous events. Okay, and you can access the recordings from the other e-commerce clinics here. So if you click there, you'll see the recordings, the slides, and everything. And I see, yeah, some people interested on asking, on having a look at the other websites next time. Really happy to do so, but write it on Ecom Connect, on the live feed. Write your questions there and share any experience you have with website, social media optimization, because it will just create a richer community. And well, I see that you have replied to the poll. That's great. Thank you so much. I just want to thank especially Jennifer for being until the end with us, and also Erica for being here with us and participating in this event. I really appreciate it. I hope this helped you. I will send you separately, you know, the presentation as well. But if you have more questions, feel free to reach out to me. And to everyone, have a very good week. And we'll
Thank
see
you very much for having us. And thank you very much.
Thanks to you. And we'll see you soon.